इससे ज़्यादा अच्छी इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑस्ट्रेलिया में किसी ने नहीं करी जो इन्वेस्टमेंट उसने मेरे पे करी है.
It is the reality. Realita is the reality. That's actually true.
Start investing in properties that are backed by proper data.
काफ़ी जाने मतलब ये सोचते हैं कि प्रॉपर्टी में अगर इन्वेस्ट करना है तो बहुत ज़्यादा सेविंग्स चाहिए, देन दे कैन एंटर इनटू द मार्केट.
Again, आपने जैसे हम पहले बोला है कि property is the least risky investment. Realita. Realita is real people, real dreams.
Hi, my name is Kunal. I'm an IT professional.
Hi, I'm Shivani. I'm into customer management.
Thank you, Kunal, and thank you, Shivani, for taking your time on a Sunday to be here with us. And the idea of doing this interview today is just for anybody who will be looking at this video afterwards should get an idea of how their experience may go with the buyer's agency. I'll ask Shivani. Shivani, where did you hear about the Rialta from?
Knowing Rocky from quite some time, and we have seen how Rialta has grown as a business, that pushed us to try, Rocky and Gurminder as a buyer agent, and invest and make the right decision.
We are experienced investors now. We've invested in the past based on inputs from family and friends, and a bit of a gut feeling as well.
Our judgments.
Yeah, and a bit of a gut. Now, some of those investments worked. Some of those investments did not work the way we expected them to work. And that is one of the key reasons why we thought we will change a bit of the direction towards start investing in properties that are backed by proper data and the proper research going into them. Now, whether that involves looking at a suburb, looking at a property, looking at what street the property is located in, whether it's a part of the bushfire, the flood zone, or whatever the case might be. But a lot of that data actually is pretty valuable when you have to make a decision, especially in our case, an investment which is directly related to our retirement fund or how we will eventually retire. Whole change in the approach of not going by gut feeling or the family and friends input and going by data-driven research is one of the key reasons why we decided we'll go with the buyer's agent. Coincidentally, and luckily for us as well, we already knew the team at Rialta from personal experiences. And then as we found out that you've turned into and you've co-founded one of the buyer's agency with Gurminder here as well, it was a pretty easy decision for us to decide to go with your team. Results have proven it's worked out well for us, which is the reason why the relationship is going on and moving forward as well.
तो भाई अगला क्वेश्चन मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि भाई यहाँ पे सारे बड़े लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज लेके आते हैं, सारे इमिग्रेंट्स हैं, मोस्ट ऑफ द इंडियंस है ना, तो उनकी जब फैमिली बड़ी होती है ना तो बंदा अपनी फैमिली के लिए सोचता है कि मैं अपनी फैमिली के लिए क्या करूँगा, अपने बच्चों के लिए क्या करूँगा. एक ऑप्शन है कि वो $500,000 सेव करने लगते हैं हर महीने, हर हफ्ते, जितना भी किसी की पॉकेट अलाउ करती है. आपका क्या इस पे ओपिनियन है अपने बच्चों के फ्यूचर को सिक्योर करने के लिए? क्या ये कि प्रॉपर्टी इन्वेस्टमेंट किसी न किसी तरह उसमें हेल्प करेगी या नहीं करेगी?
The first thing is to give our kids good education. वो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है. आज अगर वो पढ़ लिख कर कुछ बन जाएंगे तो उनको हमारी भी ज़रूरत नहीं होगी. They can earn themselves and they are in a pretty good country जहाँ पे they have lot of scope. अभी हम उस लेवल में नहीं पहुँचे कि हम बच्चों को क्या देकर जाएंगे या क्या करेंगे. But I think अपना फ्यूचर सिक्योर करना, which we have learned from our families, जो हमारे हमेशा इंडिया में बोलते हैं कि save for the rainy days, right? तो यहाँ पर ना ही वो फिक्स डिपॉजिट वाला कुछ होता है जैसे इंडिया के अंदर लोग अपने एफडीज बना लेते हैं, उसका इंटरेस्ट खाते हैं या कुछ होता है. यहाँ पे वो सब नहीं है. द ओनली वे, और अगेन आपने जैसे हम पहले बोला है कि प्रॉपर्टी इज़ द लीस्ट रिस्की इन्वेस्टमेंट. तो आप उसमें इन्वेस्ट करो कुछ साल बाद, और हमने यही किया अपने पुराना पहले भी. वी हैव इन्वेस्टेड, वी हैव सोल्ड, वी हैव हमने अपनी मॉर्गेज उतारी है ऐसी है. सो कीप डूइंग द सेम थिंग. जो होगा वो बच्चों का ही है.
नहीं सही है.
अगर आपने अपने बच्चों के लिए पैसे साइड में करने हैं या अलग से रखने हैं या सेव करने हैं, सेविंग्स अकाउंट हो या जो जिस टाइप की भी स्कीम हो, तो मेरा एक पर्सनल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ये है कि आप वो सेम अमाउंट आप किसी इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रॉपर्टी में उसकी रीपेमेंट में लगा सकते हो।
उसकी लेवरेज ले सकते हैं।
करेक्ट। आप सेविंग्स ऑप्शन हो, अगर आप उसको 15 साल फ्यूचर में देखो कि अगर आप $100-150 अगर आपकी जेब से जा रहे हैं, कंसिडरिंग रेंटल यील्ड, इन्वेस्टमेंट, जो भी उसकी रीपेमेंट आती है, वो सब फैक्टर्स कंसिडर करते हुए जो भी आपके नेट अगर जेब में आ रहे हैं या जा रहे हैं, अगर आप उसको 10 साल की लॉन्ग टर्म पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखो या 15 साल के लॉन्ग टर्म पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखो, अगर आप अपने बच्चों के लिए कर रहे हो, तो आई थिंक फ्रॉम अ रियल एस्टेट परस्पेक्टिव, अगर आप उसी कैपिटल गेन, अगेन अज्यूमिंग कि आपने डिसीजन प्रॉपर रिसर्च और डाटा ड्रिवन रिकमेंडेशन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ली है ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अंदर, तो 15 साल के अंदर द चांसेस आर कि $100, $150, $200 हर सेविंग अकाउंट में सेव करते 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 वर्सेस वही $200-300 अगर आप किसी इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रॉपर्टी के अंदर अपने पास से जाते रहे, तो आप उस कैपिटल गेन के अंदर आप अपने बच्चों के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा कर सकते हो। अगेन individual circumstances may differ, but in general I think that is a better approach to do. हमें लेट समझ आई बट आ गई, काश हमें पहले आई होती, बट anyways.
Now, throughout this journey, Kunal and Shivani, is there anything that you guys have learned, like how to navigate through the markets? Because we shared a lot of research with you guys. So before getting into data-driven investment journey, and now after having inputs from us, how you think things have changed for you in terms of investing?
To be honest, the fact that we had to review the suburb, the fact that we had to consider whether a property is a part of a bushfire zone or a property is a part of flood zone or whatever the case might be. What is the history of the suburb from a capital growth perspective? I mean, there's so many factors that we were unaware of, which we now are. And one of the key reasons for that is because we've seen the report that Realtor team provides us every time they recommend a suburb, recommend a property. So considering all those factors, we now find ourselves in much better position to be able to review that and then make a decision accordingly.
I think the other thing what we have learned is don't invest where the whole world is running. That is one thing which, is a big thumbs up to go with Realtor. Because you are investing where the properties is already high. There's not much capital growth. And that's what we have done in the past.
Yep.
We have invested where everyone is investing. But going with Realtor has actually taught us, or we have learned that the data, the research, we want people to follow us, not we want to follow people.
Absolutely. Now, Shivani, I want to ask your reason. Why did you want to invest at the first place? Why?
Look, who doesn't want growth? Who doesn't want to make money? Who doesn't want to retire early? And investment is something, I think we both work, we have 9-to-5 jobs. The way we can expand or grow or make more money is through investing. So I think that's one of the reasons, or the safe reason to invest our hard-earned money.
तो एक और क्वेश्चन ये मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ कि भाई काफ़ी जाने मतलब ये सोचते हैं कि प्रॉपर्टी में अगर इन्वेस्ट करना है तो बहुत बड़े पैसे छापने पड़ते हैं, पहले बहुत ज़्यादा सेविंग्स चाहिए, देन दे कैन एंटर इनटू द मार्केट. तो ये कितना डिफ़िकल्ट है और कितना ज़्यादा फंड्स रिक्वायर्ड हैं कि किसी का कोई नॉर्मल सिंगल बंदा है तो एक घर है उसका ऑलरेडी अपना, तो और वो लेना चाहता है, तो कितना डिफ़िकल्ट प्रोसेस है. और ऐसा है कि किसी का 2 लाख का पैकेज है तभी पॉसिबल हो सकता है कि 8 लाख का घर ही लेना है, कि ये भी पॉसिबल है कि हम 5 लाख 4 लाख की रेंज में घर देख सकते हैं इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रॉपर्टीज़ जो ग्रो करें.
देखिए, जब तक आपके पास 20% डिपॉजिट है किसी प्रॉपर्टी का, नाउ कुछ सर्कमस्टांसेस में ये 10% भी रहता है, कुछ प्रॉपर्टीज़ में 20% भी रहता है. एनीवेयर बिटवीन 10% और 20% के बीच में जब तक आपके पास डिपॉजिट रेडी है और आपके पास कुछ इमरजेंसी फंड्स सेपरेटेड हैं, देन this is the way to go forward. The rest of that is what you leverage from the person who is giving you the loan of it. अगर आप इस thought process से बैठे हैं कि जब तक मेरे पास 50% ऑफ डिपॉजिट नहीं होगा उस पर्टिकुलर प्रॉपर्टी का या उससे ज़्यादा, आई थिंक यू आर टू लेट टू द गेम, यू विल मिस द होल अपॉर्चुनिटी.
तो टाइम आई थिंक वो प्रॉपर्टी भी
करेक्ट. हाँ, तो जब तक आप उस प्रॉपर्टी की वैल्यू के 50% अचीव करने की सोचोगे, तब तक द चांसेस है कि वो प्रॉपर्टी की वैल्यू और बढ़ गई है, तो आप तब 50 नहीं, आप अभी भी 25-30 पे बेटर.
गोल सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंग.
एग्जैक्टली. तो उस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट कि आप अपना करंट मार्केट के हिसाब से आप देखें कि 10 से 20% आपके पास अवेलेबल है, कुछ इमरजेंसी फंड्स हैं उस पर्टिकुलर प्रॉपर्टी के एक्सपेंसेस को हैंडल करने के लिए, and you go for it.
We have a backup to this, to support this as well. जब हमने अपना first investment लेनी थी, तो we were like that कि यार अभी लें कि थोड़ा पॉइंट कुक में, तो अभी लें कि वेट कर लें थोड़े और, ताकि और थोड़ा डिपॉजिट हो जाए, ताकि हम जल्दी लोन हटा दें, विच इज़ एवरी वन लाइक. जब आप लेते हो तो आपका थॉट प्रोसेस है कि जितनी जल्दी लोन हटा दें उतना बेटर है. बट देन क्या होता है, आप 2 साल वेट करोगे, 3 साल वेट करोगे, उतने में प्रॉपर्टी के प्राइसेस बढ़ जाते हैं, एंड देन यू विल अगेन इंटरेस्ट रेट बढ़ जाता है, एंड देन यू हैव टू पे डबल उसकी प्राइस. डिपेंड करता है, यू हैव टू मेक श्योर कि यू इन्वेस्ट एट द राइट टाइम.
Going ahead, what is your personal strategy?
We want to retire earlier than the actual retirement age.
The reason why we're investing in the way we are investing is to generate some passive income from us. It will assist us in perhaps building or capitalizing and building a proper portfolio as well. Now, who doesn't want to leave or put their kids in a better position than where they are?
Yep.
How we started here. And we are first generation immigrants. Now, if we can build something for our kids, what else can we do, right? What better place to put your kids into as well? Now, living in Australia, what we've seen is that property is the way to go. Yes, there's a bit of a diversification that you would need to factor in here as well. Everything is not just about real estate, but a major chunk of that will be real estate. So, having learned through this the hard way, having had investments that perhaps you've just relied on the gut feeling, is where all those experiences come back to and say, you know what, if you would have made those decisions back in the day based on much more data-backed research and all that stuff, is where perhaps things would have been different. But it's never too late to start again, and that's what got us here.
That is great inputs, Kunal. I want to ask you this question. A lot of people don't even take a step to invest. Most of the people feel that it is going to be very expensive, it is going to be unmanageable for them. How did you come out of your shell, or how did you manage to take this step that, okay, I want to do this?
See, there's no free lunches here. Now, if you want to secure your future, if you want to do something out of ordinary, or if you want to take a step into the investment, for us, the key learning or the trigger moment was the fact that a lot of our friends took that step and we heard about it, because we originally thought that this is going to be really hard and it's probably not something which is meant for people with young kids like us. It's probably more meant for people who sort of got a stable future, got everything sorted out. But when you go back and have a discussion with them, you figure out that the reason why they are in that position is because they took that step 10 years ago, which is what we have to take now, which is what we've taken now as well. So the choice is that either you can stay with your 9-to-5 jobs or whatever business you're doing now, or you, especially living in this particular country, if you can start with the investment. Now, not everything has to be in one particular sector only, but you just need to take that step. Now, it's not going to be hard, but it's not going to be easy either. You just need to take that step and trust the data that is being based on which you're making the decisions, and then you go for it. You're not going to sit home and make that passive income or side income on the side. You do your 9-to-5 jobs, but let these decisions and investments give you the benefit in the coming years in the future and secure your kids.
Perfect. Thank you. And Kunal, a lot of people I speak with, they're based out of Melbourne and Sydney. All right. Now, everyone wants to buy an investment property, but they want to buy somewhere nearby where they live. So if somebody lives in Point Cook, they want to buy something in Point Cook. Now, there is no problem with that. But then that comes with a cost. because a property is going to be about $800,000 and the rental income is going to be about $450. That is highly negative cash flow, which means you have to do a lot of compromise on your lifestyle. What have you learned new throughout this investing journey with us that has changed your perception that it is something which is manageable, scalable, and towards your future?
You need to take that step of faith in a lot of the people that will help you through this journey, and that starts with a buyer's agent, that starts with some real estate person who will manage the property. You need to rely on the fact that the people who are going and inspecting your property, whether they're doing a building and pest control report or whatever that stuff is, you just need to take that step of faith. Now, that whole old school methodology of that you need to be able to see the property by your own eyes before you make a decision of investing no longer exists, because
That's a big one.
Because if you follow that approach, you won't be able to go out of Victoria or Melbourne, as a matter of fact. That these are the same decisions we made a while ago.
Yep.
And I personally repent those decisions now. Once you start on this journey and once you've gone through, let's say, round one, and you've invested in the property interstate, and you've seen how smooth and seamless that process is, especially when you're dealing with a buyer's agent who sort of helps you out through each and every section of the process, that really comes in handy. Now, of course, you can go out there and think you can do all this by yourself. Some people do it. Well done to them. But especially for younger families who've got kids, who've got other commitments and do not have the time or the energy to be able to do that and still have to do the job 9 to 5, and you don't need to actually buy a ticket, go there, physically see the property and then decide, because a lot of in today's digital world, everything where you're relying on things like DocuSign to go through all your signatures, why would you want to physically see a property? You can, but I don't see how that will make any difference.
अब ये बताओ कि next step क्या है? And let's hear from Shivani.
Next is कि हमने अपनी जमा पूंजी आपके हाथ में दे दी है. and this is what we have done. That is what our future is, building a portfolio. अब वो सब आपके हाथ में है. And that is what it is. It is the reality. Realita is the reality. That's actually true. Otherwise, we have never done this. हमने कभी किसी पे इतना trust नहीं किया. हमने कभी, हमने जो decisions लिए हैं आपस में लिए हैं. But I think वो एक होती है ना, gut feeling होती है, एक आपकी intuition होती है. And my intuitions have been really good. Trust me. अभी तक जब तक मैंने अगर मुझे लगा है ना कि यार I have to go with this, I have to go with this. There is no left and right. And ऐसे ही हमने शादी के टाइम पे भी एक था, I have to go with him. I have to go with him.
सबसे बड़ी इंट्यूशन तो साथ में बैठी है इसके.
Correct. साथ में बैठा है and साथ में बैठे हैं,
But one of the key things is also is कि अगर किसी का भी thought process है कि आपने पोर्टफोलियो बनाना है या आपने अपना फ्यूचर सिक्योर करना है, whatever the percentage of diversification is, कि आपने रियल एस्टेट में करना है या किसी भी मार्केट में करना है, द की इज़ कि आप एक फर्स्ट स्टेप लो, आप उस पर्टिकुलर जर्नी पे स्टार्ट करो. नाउ कुछ लोगों के पास टाइम और नॉलेज है, कुछ लोगों के पास नहीं है. हमारे ऐसे यंग फैमिलीज हैं जिनके पास ना टाइम है और अगर नॉलेज भी हो, बट वी डोंट हैव टाइम. वी हैव बेटर प्रायोरिटीज विच इज़ स्पेंड टाइम ऑन आवर किड्स एंड विद आवर किड्स. And let the professionals like your team look after the
job.
Look after the data, the science behind it, the proper justification कि आप अपना retirement particular direction में क्यों लगाना चाहोगे. Something and from a young family perspective, जिनके young kids हैं, a decision like this is very important कि are we putting our retirement fund in the right direction? क्या इस मनी को हम किसी और डायरेक्शन में बेटर इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं या नहीं? एंड इसीलिए दिस इज़ वेयर दैट होल पिक्चर कम्स इनटू इट. इफ यू आर डीलिंग विद अ टीम वेयर यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट, यू ट्रस्ट, एंड यू हैव हैड एन एक्सपीरियंस विद देम वेयर you saw that the team, like the Rialta team, is professional. They give the attention to the detail. They are personalized. They give you the time that you need. It doesn't matter whether it's Monday or Sunday or 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. They will answer your phone call and they will give you the answer that you're looking for. And also the fact key, the recommendations that they will give you for investing your future is not just based on a gut feeling or just because that is what is popular in friends and family circle, but it has a proper science behind why it is being recommended. There is a reason for it. All those factors, all in all, and the fact key, the process from A to Z is seamless, smooth, especially for people like us who don't have the time for it. जब आप पूरे उस एक्सपीरियंस से निकल जाते हो, then you see, okay, it's not that hard. It wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. And you complete the round one. And you say, okay, I think as long as funds are there, I'm ready for round two. And then you start the process again. You complete the circle. You consider your assets and your liabilities and all those net income and say, you know what, I think I'm ready for round three. And then you go again. And that is how you build portfolio. That's my take.
I want to ask you this question that a lot of people think that they can do it on their own, and which is actually that they can do it on their own. Like right here in Australia, if you want, you can build up your house. You can take a leave of about 1 year from your office and you can look at YouTube videos and you can actually build up your house becoming a builder. Where do you guys genuinely think after using the services, a buyer's agency adds a value? And this has to be an honest answer.
There is a lot of difference. The way you guys have walked us through the journey of buying one of our investments, it's commendable. Like having discussions every now and then, literally every second day, your research, you coming back to us, showing us the numbers, giving us the options of different suburbs, telling us about the properties. I don't think so anyone can do that, to be very honest. I have dealt with a lot of real estate agents, a lot of other agents in the past, but the service that we have received, I don't think so anyone can get that. Again, and it was very easy. The whole process from start to end was very easy for us. We hardly did anything. We trusted you guys, and I think the time you guys spent giving us the details about different steps was commendable.
I wasted 6 months just with the thought process that I can do this by myself. Now,
why are you being honest, man?
Now, some people have done it, right? Some people have done it, and well done to them. But I just could not find the time that this particular process needs, because you're making decisions which are worth $500,000 or more, and you can't be sidetracked with other things before you lock down things like that. Now, I could not find the time to do that, and I wasted 6 months, and a lot of the capital gains I could have made during that process. We're just not the people who can find the time to be able to do that by ourselves. We have a very busy life. We have young kids who require time for various reasons. And that was also a very, very key reason for us to go towards getting a buyer's agent for us to help us through this process of investment. It's not an easy decision, because this also dictates how your retirement is going to depend on.
Absolutely.
So you wouldn't want to just fling it. So it's important that you make a wise decision, an educated decision with a lot of data backing what you're actually deciding on. Now, as I said earlier, coincidentally, as we were thinking about it, is when we came across the fact that you've joined this particular business as well, and then we had the option to leverage Rialta, which we did, and it's paid off in dividends for now.
ठीक है, अब लास्ट इसको रैप करते हैं. अब सवाल ये है कि करीबन हम शिवानी को छोड़ के 40 साल के हो चुके हैं. शिवानी इज स्टिल 20. ठीक है, तो आपकी किसी भी जो ये वीडियो देख रहा होगा अराउंड 40 इयर्स के आसपास होंगे, उनके लिए जेन्युइन राय क्या है? जेन्युइन राय दिल से.
It's not too late. Start now. It cannot be more simple than that. It's not too late. Start now. Utilize अपनी savings, your savings, whether it's in the form of Personal saving, it's in the form of super savings, whatever the case might be. If you have the leverage, use it and just head down this particular path.
Invest smarter. I think that is what the key is. Invest and invest smartly.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you. Hello, I started it.
So let's start with 3, 2, 1.
The first thing I want to understand from you, how did you hear about the Rialta? Shivani, how did you hear about the Rialta? उनकी फीस बढ़ाओ भाई क्या